All right, everybody, welcome to Q&A live stream number 14. Yes, guys, I know I did a Q&A live stream yesterday. However, I ended the live stream a little bit early yesterday because I did have to take care of a matter, but I am back now and we are now live to do another Q&A live stream. I typically don't do back to back, but it's close to Christmas and stuff, and yeah, I'm probably gonna have another Q&A live stream probably come Friday. But anyways, that's not what we're here to talk about today. I wanted to really make this Q&A live stream to show you guys something really interesting. CBS New York, they do a little thing. They did a little thing this morning. Hello there, Texas Elevators. CBS News, CBS Two, which is CBS New York, did a little story this morning about the fall of Sears, and they basically went into detail about the new Stu Leonard's coming to Paramus Park. My friend went to New York City this weekend. Yeah, I'm planning on to see the tree pretty soon. I just don't know when and where. I've been staying low key for a couple of days. Just been busy and stuff with Christmas, and it's just lots of crazy stuff going on in my life, guys. Especially with Christmas around the corner, and New Year's and all that stuff. And I got stuff I got to do with a break for school, so it's just a lot of crazy stuff coming up. So anyways, so yeah, basically, the Sears and Roebuck store at the Paramus Park Mall. Um, yes, yes, absolutely. I will be honest with you. That's why I don't film in New York City. I don't get me wrong. I like going into the city, but filming elevators is very hard. There's a lot of high security. That's personally why I'm not going to film Lord and Taylor in New York City. Very high security, and you probably have a probably 75% chance of getting stopped by a security guard for filming in elevators with something like a camcorder. So it's just not worth it. Yeah, I know about. I heard about that. I know exactly what they did with Andrew Reams. Which Sears? Which Sears is that? Oh, you think the one? Oh, one of the ones in Florida that you documented? Yeah, but New York City is it's a very tough place to film. You have to just like pick the right store where they're gonna least expect it. That's why I don't go around with a camcorder in New York City. Oh, Melbourne, Florida. Yeah, I think the whole thing with Andrew was kind of ridiculous, but the manager did make it right. I will, yeah. That security guard had no right to take a picture of him, especially considering he was a paying guest. So that security guard had absolutely no right to take a picture of him because he was a paying guest at that hotel. But at least the photo was deleted, and the manager made it right. He gave Andrew, I believe, a 50% discount the next time came back. So I think that's pretty good. So I don't totally blame Hilton. I think it was just the guy who had a really bad day and really just wanted to catch somebody in the elevator. So that's um, my opinion about it. I know. You know what the problem is? They're so paranoid. I mean, yes, like I understand they're paid to do their job, but they're so paranoid because I mean, I will show you guys something. Give me 1 second here. I'm gonna just flip the camera here for 1 second. You know what it is with security guards? Wow, no way. You actually got through the whole series without getting caught. Yeah, I got through the first floor of the Sears at Paramus Park, but once I hit the second floor, I had some bitchy lady that came up to me and basically told me and my friend that we needed media clearance from Sears Holdings Media Relations to continue to record in the store, which is a very stupid policy, and we all know the man that's behind it. It's Mr. Eddie Lampert, who is just pouring money into the company to save it. It's just he's literally saving something that's not going to be worth saving in the next 2 years or so. My prediction is Sears is probably going to fall in either 2019 or 2020, but I believe Sears will be gone before 2020. I don't see a path to revival for Sears. I mean Sears is going to be down to 500 stores by the beginning of next year. So I don't see any path of revival for Sears. I just see them maybe going bankrupt once the holidays are done, and that wraps up, I believe, like in the middle of January. But anyways, getting back to my thing, security guards in New York City are very paranoid about things like this. That's right. This is a Canon Vifa X 700 camera. And security guards will catch you if you have something like this, because like it's almost like you're holding your camera, and then they'll think it's like suspicious activity. So it's very unfortunate of what has to happen, but I mean, at the end of the day, they're paid, they're there, and they're paid to do their job. So unfortunately, you do have to respect them. Now, what I will say is that security guards are not allowed to take any footage that you created away. They are, however, allowed to do two things: either A, ask you to stop recording, and B, they can ask you to leave. They do not have the right to escort you off the property. That is your right to walk yourself out of the property. They do have a right to ask you to stop filming and taking pictures if it is private property, but they do not have the right whatsoever to take any footage that you yourself created. Actually, you probably, if you like started like playing around in an elevator and filming it and stuff, you probably could very well get arrested for that. And I hate to say that, but it is true. You could, yeah, that is a way to get arrested. And I hate to say that, but it is true. Um, but yeah, so I was supposed to go to the Sears at the Shops in Nanuet today, but something happened, and I'm gonna go next weekend. Probably, I'm probably gonna go the weekend before Christmas Eve, because Sears is closing up there at the Shops at Nanuet, and Macy's too. So I definitely want to hit the two stores before the end of the year. Mazda MX-5. I don't know what that means. I don't think there's going to be any more store closings until the beginning of the year. I don't think there's going to be any more this year. 2018 is pretty much done. Guys, expect a year in review probably coming, obviously the last day of the year, because we have a lot to look back at. And I don't want to get into details just yet, but we have a lot to look back at in 2018. And I just want to go over every single thing that has happened with retail. Even around here, we've had a lot of closings. I mean, in my area in particular, we had three major losses this year, which was Sears at Paramus Park, which was announced last year, J.C. Penney at Westfield Garden State Plaza, and National Wholesale Liquidators in Lodi, New Jersey. Oh yes, Nicky Stakalis, that's right, him too. The one that died out in I think it was California, Los Angeles. Yeah, that was very sad. The death of Nicky Stakalis and James Brock, but James Brock was last year, but Nicky Stakalis was this year. But again, still very sad. Anyways, so I will have that video coming out December 31st. I'm hoping I'm gonna get to go to my friends this year for New Year's, and I'm gonna have a really big celebration there. But last year I couldn't go because I believe the host had like a cold, so we weren't able to go last year. But I did go the year before then. But I'm hoping this year I will get to go and celebrate New Year's. So yeah. Anyways, moving on here. I got a copyright strike. That's what happened. I've been trying all weekend to get it back. I apparently got hit with a copyright strike from the person on Flickr who took the photos. He saw my video, and he asked YouTube to take it down. I actually sent him an email. I said I was deeply sorry, and I even said that I would even, get, if you could get the video to come back, I could even take the link down. But yeah, the video, basically the video got taken down because I apparently used pictures without his permission, which actually makes sense because I did not ask him permission. I took them because they looked really nice, and I didn't realize he was, very overprotective with the pictures that he takes. But I can totally respect his rules, since he's been taking retail pictures a lot for a long time. Yeah. And I never get a copyright strike for anything. I'm very careful about what I post on YouTube. Like I always review stuff. I didn't realize that he was very not so fond of the pictures, and I always have a belief that I always ask permission to post stuff beforehand, unless it's something that I know that it's a public place and I don't really care. But anyways, I am very good. Thank you for asking. If you guys have any questions, feel more than happy to answer them. Um, so yeah, I do like. Do you watch the NBA? No, I do not. I do not watch national basketball. league. I'm not really a sports person myself, and people think that, oh, I always hear sports all the time, and I'm just like, I don't know, sports to me is really boring, honestly. I don't know. I respect people's devotion to a team. Like I have a friend who's into the Yankees. I have a friend who is into the New York Giants. I think I had someone who graduated last year who was into like the Mets. So, I mean, I think the sports thing is cool, but it's just not for me. I mean, honestly, I do so many other things like that are like cool and stuff. It's just sports is not for me. I don't know. I think that's just me though. I'm not saying that's somebody else. Hobbies? Well, filming elevators, obviously. Studying retail news and electronics. Those are my hobbies, if you were wondering. Anyways, I'm just thinking of what else to talk about here. But yeah, I was really fond of CBS's Sunday morning article about the Sears at Paramus Park. I didn't realize it was that bare. I actually had an opportunity to go up to Paramus Park, but I wasn't able to because I had something else that came up. But yeah, the elevator is definitely gone in that former store. I looked at the structure this morning. The elevator is definitely gone in that former store, and I'm actually really happy that me and Ian actually filmed it when we did. I actually forwarded my video of Sears at Paramus Park over to CBS 2 News New York to see what they think of the video. I haven't heard back from them yet, but hopefully I'll hear back from them sometime this week. But they did a really good story on Sears. I actually watched it. It was CBS Sunday Morning. I didn't watch it actually live, but I watched it in because CBS News Sunday Morning actually has like a YouTube channel. So basically, they were doing that this morning. So it was really interesting. That's just my opinion. It was just very interesting to see what the progress is. And it was really nice to see the CEO actually on the property of the former Sears. I found that to be very interesting too. So, but I'm really looking forward to Stu Leonard's opening up in 2019 in the former Sears at Paramus Park. And as for the new movie theater, I don't know. I don't know what brand it's going to be yet. It looks like it's going to be Regal because you definitely can't do AMC considering AMC has Westfield Garden State Plaza, the Stadium One, and the Dine-In movie theater at the Shops at Riverside. So it could very well be a Regal or another chain that we haven't seen yet. So we'll have to wait and see about that one. There really isn't anything else coming up in mall news wise. So except there is this one thing. There's this statue in the Burlington Town Center in the most in the most deserted mall in the state of New Jersey, which has no single store left. It's some elephant. So they're basically trying to save it now before the demolition and stuff. And I think there's a GoFundMe page for it. I think I'll show you guys that GoFundMe page in 1 minute here. I just wanted to just show you guys 1 second. There's a GoFundMe page. I think just trying to see here. Oh yeah, GoFundMe campaign to raise $40,000 offset costs to its eventual new income. Let me see. So they've raised. So there's a video from I believe it's NBC 10, which is not NBC 4 New York, but this is that elephant. I'll show you guys exactly what I mean here in a minute. I'm just gonna cover up the camera for just 1 second here. Whoops. Show you guys exactly what I mean. So this is actually for that elephant that they're trying to save at that mall. They're going to find a new home for it because I believe the mall is supposed to be getting a demolition probably by the beginning of next year because I think they're going to redevelop the entire property, I think, into like a town center or something like that. They're going to try and redevelop it into like a town center. Try to flip the camera. Okay, there we go. So that'll be really interesting to see when it's out of there, but I hope they can. It kind of reminds me a little bit of what the Sears the Watchung mural at the former Sears of Watchung, and that was saved and it was stored in Philly. I believe it's going to go somewhere in the town, but I'm really glad that Watchung was able to save that. And I actually got to see the mural before it closed because that was actually the Sears in Watchung, ironically, was the first two-level Sears in the state of New Jersey with an elevator to close. The next Sears closing was three of them in the state, which was Burlington, Seaview Square, and Quaker Bridge, which obviously I went to Seaview Square. I was going to go to Quaker Bridge, but I could not find the time to get there. And Burlington Town Center was too far, which is where that elephant is right now. So anyways, yeah. I hear the Kmart and the current stats of the Grandway / Kmart in Elmwood Park, New Jersey. I believe the current stats is that the 2-level building has officially been knocked down, and I believe the construction for the brand new ShopRite is probably going to begin sometime in early 2019 once the holidays are over. So ShopRite will officially be moving out of Fairlawn and relocating to the former Kmart store in Elmwood Park, New Jersey. So, but the 2-story structure is gone. It will just be a single 1-level ShopRite with parking, no other building on this side. Ironically, the ShopRite will be built on the opposite side of the former Kmart store, so giving the ShopRite lots and lots and lots of parking. So that will be really cool. Instead of people having to park under the grocery store, they will now have that chance to have that 1-floor access from the parking lot right into the supermarket. So that will be very interesting to see when that's done. Anyways, so moving on here. The Sears in Stroudsburg Mall is closing next year, but it's a very far drive for me, and I don't think I'm going up to the Poconos anytime soon. So, you know, unfortunately, I won't be able to stop at that store. If I do happen to get up to the Poconos sometime in January or February, by all means, I'll try and maybe go. I don't know. It depends. Oh, which is the beautiful architecture? The Kmart in Elmwood Park or the Sears at Stroudsburg Mall? Which one? Which building structure are you referring to? I'm not so sure about that one. If you guys have any questions, definitely go ahead and type them. Let me just have a little piece of chocolate here. A little bit hungry. Oh, Kmart. Yeah, yeah. No, that's really sad. I've actually never eaten on camera before. First time. But yeah, it's really sad of what's going on, what's happening to that Kmart. So now in Bergen County, there's only one Kmart left. That Kmart is located in Westwood, so that's why. That's the only Kmart left in Westwood. There's only one single Kmart left. Still very sad, you know. But yeah, that's right. That too. Only one Sears left in Bergen County as well, and that's located in Hackensack, which is about 2 towns away from me. I don't really like that Sears though. I prefer the Sears at Paramus Park a lot more than the Sears in Hackensack. Just a better store, and cleanliness. It was much cleaner, and a lot more organized, and it felt like a real store. But yeah, that Sears at Paramus Park did have some nice architecture along with Kmart. It's a real shame that both it's very ironic that both of those stores would close in 2018. They were the best Sears and Kmart stores in Bergen County, and they both went out in the same year. Just very sad. Unfortunately, I was actually supposed to go with my friend Ian to Kmart in Elmwood Park. However, his family was going on vacation, so we weren't able to make those plans to go to that Kmart. And I was on vacation, and the second I got back from vacation, he was leaving for vacation. So it all kind of just didn't work. The reason why we were able to do Sears and Kmart, Sears, JCPenney, and Toys R Us, was because we weren't on vacations and we were able to make those trips. Toys R Us we did for historic purposes. JCPenney we did because it was at the mall for 60 years. And Sears we did because it was one of the original anchor tenants at Paramus Park. Ian definitely wanted to do Sears. I wanted to do JCPenney. And we both agreed on Toys R Us because the whole company was going to go under. But me and him typically don't do like big stores. No. You know what happened too? There was a really bad manager that worked there. And he just did not want to cooperate with me. He's like, you need permission from Holdings to take pictures of our stores. It's very stupid of how Sears and Kmart has their whole policy thing. The only reason why they're doing it is because, A, they don't want people going out there and putting videos of their stores failing. But, I mean, we already know that they're failing. So, like, what's the point? I mean, what's the point of trying to protect a failing store? You know, that's my thing. And, you know, but because they have power, because Eddie Lampert is right now the sitting CEO of Sears. That's just the way it works, unfortunately. Um, you know, I mean, I personally don't see a road to recovery for Sears and Kmart. Honestly, like I said before, a little bit earlier, I feel like Sears and Kmart's going to go out in 2019. I don't see, a revitalization of Sears. I just see Sears just dying off, and, that's it. Unfortunately, I mean, it sucks, but, I mean, this is a very competitive marketplace we're living in. You got everybody else. You got the Home Depot with appliances. You got Lowe's. You got Macy's, J.C. Penney. So it's just a lot of competition. Very competitive. Hello there, Ultra Eric. How are you? Like I said, it's a very competitive landscape, and Sears has not evolved. They haven't taken their anchor stores and they haven't made them better, and instead they're just sitting, having like 80s and 90s interiors. It's very unfortunate of what's happened to Sears, and it's very unfortunate that Eddie Lampert only cares about his profits. When Eddie Lampert says that he cares about saving the company, I wish he didn't say I'm not gonna lose my job just for your project. It's a real shame too that he would say that. It was just a very old, arrogant white person, and I'm not being racist or anything, but he was not willing to work with me, considering the store was going out in 2 days. He was so arrogant about it, and he just didn't care. All he cared about was his stupid job. So he cared more about his job than helping out somebody who wanted to use it for quote a school project. And the reason why I'm doing quotes there, I mean, but even then, did he say anything else? No, he just said I needed permission from Sears Holdings Media Relations to continue to record or to record anything in the store. He said I was more than welcome to take pictures on the outside, but the inside it was prohibited, considering because it's Sears property or some shit like that. It's very stupid. I think once like the company's really on its feet and they don't even care anymore. Broadway commas. I know I was just out on Long Island, but I'm not gonna go all the way out there to ride Schindler's. Maybe if Macy's closes at Broadway Mall, maybe I'll go out there and film. But other than that, I really don't have a desire to go out to Broadway Mall unless that giant Macy's decides to close. Then yes, I will be more than happy to make the trip out there. Like I said, I typically, guys, when I make these trips, I have very good reasons for making them. I'm not gonna drive 500 miles to ride a Schindler 338. That's a waste. I'm sorry, but that is a waste for 500 miles. You could ride so many other good things. The reason why I did Sears in Garden City was because it was a historic department store that was a Bloomingdale store, and it had a decent elevator that I definitely wanted to check out before the store went out of business by the end of this year. That's why I did Sears in Garden City. But I repeat, I did not go to Roosevelt Field. I only went to those two stores and I turned right around after that. So I did not go to Roosevelt Field. I only went to those two stores. So yeah. Anyways, if you guys have any questions, feel free to type them. If you any questions about like retails and stuff and the next store closings. If Kmart in Westwood decides to close, I'll definitely have to call up my friend Ian, considering it would be the last Kmart in Bergen County. So me and him might very well take a trip there just to film it. We might film it. I don't know. I'll have to see. But we may or may not film it because it will be because Kmart in Westwood is the last surviving Kmart in Bergen County. We've lost all four of them. I'll go over it really quickly with you guys. So Bergen County was home to 5 Kmarts: Lodi, Paramus, Elmwood Park, Closter, and Westwood. The first one to go was Paramus. That's since been turned into an arena. The Kmart in Closter was closed, and that was redeveloped into a new shopping center. The third Kmart to close was the Kmart in Lodi. I almost got charged with trespassing at that Kmart. They even threatened to call the police on me for filming inside the store. The fourth Kmart was the Kmart in Elmwood Park, and that closed too, and they didn't want to help me, almost called the cops, and the only one left is Westwood. You forgot to mention the dead outlet mall. I don't travel to Massachusetts, so I wouldn't know that. I don't go to Massachusetts typically. I don't have any reason to go there. I don't have any family. Oh, the dead mall with Cape Cod Factory Outlet Mall. I've heard of that. I've definitely heard of that. I know what that was. That was like I think that was a shit little mall that was owned by I think it was Tanger, because I know that they do something like that. I know Tanger owns like that. I've been to a few Tanger properties before. They're nice. I've been to their outlets. I've been to the Hershey outlets a lot, which is a Tanger property. I think I've been to the Atlantic City one once. Yeah, yeah. And what it probably became like a new town center. That's what they do with any mall these days. That's what they're doing with Sears and Hicksville right now, which just closed recently, and they're turning that into a whole town center kind of thing. It's all owned by Sertich Growth Properties. Now, basically, Sertich Growth Properties was this company that came in 2015 and started buying up all this real estate that was owned by Sears. So that's what happened. I'm actually going to go ahead and switch the light here in just 1 second. Guys, just give me 2 seconds. I actually want to change the lighting in here. I don't want to have this bright light on. So give me just like 2 seconds here with the lighting. I apologize if it's going to be dark. I just want to change the light. Give me 1 second here. All right. There we go. That's a little better. It's getting a little bit later at night, and I don't want that bright light on, you know? This is much better for me. It's much calmer too. I'm gonna just go ahead and adjust the lamp here. Just give me 1 second. Wait. There's only one. Oh, there's only one setting. I thought there was more than one setting. Yeah, I just got a new lamp too. My old lamp finally bit the dust. The circuit got short, so I have a friend that might fix it for me. So that's what might happen. I do apologize about that, but I just wanted to change the lighting. I gotta get this old content. What did you say? Oh, my apologies for having a chocolate lip. Man, I gotta get this whole content with a lack of new content from my past trips, and it wasn't worth it. Oh, you're talking about content, like what's it, like video content? I'm not sure what, I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about there. Let's see what else. I don't really think there's anything else. So I'm just looking to see what else there is. Oh, elevators. Okay. The Last Christmas. Oh my God. They have this article. The Last Christmas. Maybe for Sears, Kmart, Lord & Taylor, JCPenney, and others. Wow. It would be a real shame to lose all those 4 tenants if they're actually serious about that. I know Sears and Kmart. That they're going to shit real quick. But Lord & Taylor, I still think, has a couple more years. And JCPenney, I think if once Sears closes, a lot of customers will start going there. So I still believe there is going to be a need for a store. But I think JCPenney does a much better job making their stores look a lot nicer. The problem with Sears itself is they haven't reinvented their stores. JCPenney, at least, they're in some decent malls. They can get a decent amount of customers. And it's not that bad of a store to go to. But Lord & Taylor is still going to be that nice little bit in the middle store. I think they still need a store like that. But I think Sears and Kmart is just done. I haven't been to a Kmart, and the closest Kmart to my house isn't even in Bergen County. It's in frickin' Essex County, in Belle Aviv, some weird town. My friend, 9 days left until Christmas, and we're losing a Sears and Kmart. Yeah, you should really go to Sears and Garden City. I'm surprised you haven't yet. You should really go. Seriously, you should. That's definitely a store worth checking out. I'm really surprised you haven't gone. Yeah, Ultra Eric, you can't, but don't you live on Long Island? You should. What? Do you not live on Long Island? Oh, you live in Queens. Still, you could make a trip out there. I mean, how far is it away from you? Queens is. I mean, it took me an hour to get to that store on a Sunday morning. So you could definitely make a trip out there. I seriously would consider it. I mean, I'm trying to help you out here. You should really, if there's a store closing that's near your house. I don't know. That's a tough one because that is the last Kmart in Passaic County. I don't know. I have a friend that just moved around that area. And if that one does happen to close, maybe I'll talk about it. I'll talk about that with him. Maybe we'll do that one. I don't know. Like I said, I'd have to talk to my friend about it and see what he thinks. Maybe. I don't know though, because that Kmart I know is very similar to the one in Lodi. but I know he just recently. I have my friend just recently moved up in that area. The one that went to Sears with me. Um, so maybe or maybe not. We might what's it called? We might go up to that store. I don't know. He typically doesn't like the film a lot. He's been kind of laying low. He still has to get Toys R Us yet. Yes, hour and 10 minutes from there for me taking transport. Oh, well, still, it's not horrible. Well, it depends on what section you live in Queens. I mean, you do you. But all I'm saying is, I personally think it's a great idea to go. Maybe you could ask your parents to take you there. You know, that's what I did. Just saying, you don't. I'm not gonna make you go, but I know it's so close, and I'm sure it's something you don't want to miss. But maybe that's just me. But you do you, Ultra Eric. You do you. Um, but yeah, as for the Wayne one, I don't know. I gotta wait until the next round is released for the next round of Sears and Kmart stores closing, and I'm sure it won't be too long until that list is released. Haven't heard anything yet about any more Sears stores closing at the moment. Oh, that got modernized. I think in early 2016 or 2015. That's what happened. What fixtures? Um, the ones that they had at Neiman Marcus at Westfield Garden State Plaza. Those were the kind of fixtures. Sears sales have increased for the first time. Wow, there's actually lines outside of Sears. It's been a long time since then. Still not going to help save the company though, but it's pretty cool to hear that Sears sales have increased the first time in years. Still not going to save the company though. No, they are in a lot of debt and they got to get rid of a lot of properties. So yeah, I don't really think they're off the hook. They're unfortunate, but nothing you can do about that. Anyways, guys. So yeah, if you guys have any other questions, just go ahead and type. Yeah, I don't know. Right now, the future of that Sears is unknown as of now. Oh, good afternoon. The future of that Sears is right now unknown. I don't know what's going to happen to it. I know they sold off a portion of that Sears to I think Aldi, but I don't know what's going to happen. Then I think a lot of the vehicles that were at Paramus Park, I think, were sent to Wayne and Hackensack. I remember my friend actually went there, and I wanted to go there with him. I don't know why I didn't, but he saw a lot of really interesting stuff. Here's what Sussex said in his following. Okay, what did Sussex say? Yeah, I will definitely do that Sears when it closes. Me and my friend will do that Sears, no questions asked, because that's kind of a historic store to do. So me and that is a definite. You can definitely count on that documentary, only because it's historic and it's the last one in the county. Once that Sears does actually close, you can definitely count on me and my friend going to that store and documenting it. But we still have yet to do that. We got to wait until it's completely closed. I guess we're gonna try and write a letter, just media relations. Yes, we will do J.C. Penney and Wayne too, since it's the closest ones to our houses. Because that's another historic store to document. Jeez, and then I mean, guys, it takes. I mean, these videos are great, and I love doing them, but it really takes a lot of energy. But I think the worst was when both in Paramus went out. I mean, back to back, I had to plan out one video, and then I had to plan out another video. And actually, believe it or not, my brother told me about J.C. Penney closing at the mall, considering he works there. So he told me all about J.C. Penney. Hello there, Brandon. How are you? Oh, okay, that's cool. Cool facts. So yeah, Brandon. I'm gonna be going up to the shops in Nanuet next weekend. I was supposed to go this weekend, but I'm gonna be going up there next Sunday, the Sunday right before Christmas, I believe. So I can film both the Sears and the Macy's store. Hello there, Sonic Boom. How are you? Nice to see you again. Yeah, because I definitely want to film them. I want to get a final ride on both the elevators and escalators. Yes, that's why I'm going up there, because that Sears is closing. I know. I'm well aware. I'm not going to Jefferson Valley though. It's too long of a drive for Sears line fixtures. The only reason why I did Seaview Square is because I was in that area and I figured, you know what, let me hit up this Sears only because it's closing, and it was on the way home too, so I was able to do it very successfully. Just a rundown store though. I think I've been to. I'm trying to think. I was at Watchung. I was at Paramus Park. Paramus Park, Watchung. Wait, no, Watchung, Paramus Park, Seaview Square. I've been to 3 Sears closings in the state of New Jersey, and I've been to, I believe, about 5 or 4 in New York, maybe 3. I've been to Westfield, South Shore, and Bay Shore, Sears and Garden City. Yes, yeah. Well, I mean, it's closing, so I may as well get a final ride on that elevator. I have to. I mean, I know it's a Schindler RT, but still, it's kind of worth it because it's pretty close to my house. So I'm gonna do that just because of the location, and I would hate to not see that. The only time I did not see a store closing in Bergen County, and I still regret not going, was Saks Fifth Avenue at the Shops Riverside, and I should have went there to do a final ride, but I just didn't have the time to do it. But anyways, so yeah, if you guys have any other questions, just go ahead and type the keyboard. That's what I like to call fine Simon maintenance. In the world of James Landmark. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to read this comment. Yes, I heard about that. I heard they turned a former Macy's store into a homeless shelter, and that was actually very interesting. It's a really nice way to reuse an anchor building without completely renovating it. It actually helps out some people, who are a little bit less fortunate than people like you and me. I think that was really nice of them to do that. So. Yeah, I mean, that's all you can really do with an abandoned mall. I mean, you make a shelter for people who are a little bit less fortunate. I think that's great, because it gives them a place to live. They have plumbing, they have food. Um, yeah, I think that's great. I think it's great that the mall that they were able to do that with that anchor space. I mean, anchor spaces in 2018, you're not really seeing a lot of department stores. You're seeing more of in 2018, you're seeing more of anchor stores becoming more like much smaller, like much smaller tenants going into them. Like you have like just recently, Sears at Willowbrook Mall, they put a Dave and Buster's on the second level of the former Sears. The Sears elevator's still there, but yes, I saw that video. But it's just very interesting to see what the anchor stores are becoming, and the new Stu Leonard's is I'm looking forward to. I saw the manager was there earlier today. I mean, they had a report earlier today with the manager. I'm not sure when it was filmed, but it was really interesting to see that he was on the construction site of the former Sears at Paramus Park. But they have ripped that thing to bare bones. I mean, there is absolutely nothing left of that Sears except the signs. They have completely ripped out any evidence of Sears ever being at the Paramus Park Mall, and that's pretty scary to see. But thank God I filmed that elevator when I did. I do not regret not visiting that store twice. One time to film the elevator to get a better idea of what to film, and then the second time to come back with my friend to film both the Macy's and not Macy's. I'm sorry, J.C. Penney and Sears. Stephen Barry. I'm about to document the former Stephen Barry's location that was closed. That's not really anything to document. That became a one place. They have a whole lot of. Yeah, well, I'm not surprised. I don't think we need to be giving away buildings in Washington, D.C. unless it's like retail. Just because a lot of it's federal government and stuff. And we don't need that on the internet because somebody around the world could see that elevator and then some terrorists can go in there. So I think there's a pretty good reason for that. We don't need people knowing around the world what place is what. Malls are just a little bit different. People they're going out of business and like who the hell cares? But it's just really sad. Yeah, definitely, definitely. Just make sure you put undisclosed location. You wouldn't want to get in trouble by somebody or have YouTube What's it called? Take it down. I know. I think that happened to somebody once where they uploaded. Can you shout out my cousin? Her name is Dixie Normus. Okay, all right. Dixie Normus, how are you? You're talking to Chris Cronin from YouTube, the Elevator Man. But yeah, basically what I was about to say was what's it called? What was I gonna say? Yeah, Simon Malls is very strict. They basically, I think some guy had these videos, and the security. I guess the manager or somebody went on YouTube, and they took down any videos of those elevators at the mall. You, Chris, I found your comment from Suja Shappy. Oh yeah, that Queen Center thing. Yeah, do not go to Queen Center on Christmas Eve. Trust me, you will thank me later, guys. This is for all of you right now. Do not go to Queen Center during Christmas because you will be told to step out of an elevator. You'll have lines. Please avoid Queen Center during Christmas, especially when it gets closer to Christmas Eve. Just in any power, just please avoid filming elevators at Queen Center on Christmas Eve. You will thank me in January. Just whatever you do, just do not film at Queen Center during December. You can do it any other time after that. Yes, I know Queen Center is not a Simon property. I'm just saying you'll just get packed, and I know Make Eric, which they're also not a fan of photography either. From what I hear, they have a no photography policy. They're very much like Simon. In fact, they almost merged with Simon many years ago, but they are a separate company. They might merge with Simon though down the road. We'll have to wait and see about that one. But I think the most recent Simon merger that happened was Gilchmer Realty Trust, and there was actually a swap in New Jersey that Simon actually got a swap because the Mills Jersey Gardens was owned by Gilchmer Realty Trust. They are wanting to build a huge mall near my house in Florida. My closest mall is owned by. My closest indoor mall is owned by Simon. At that mall is closed. Yeah, definitely. Dead mall videos are very interesting. I tried that once at Ledgewood because it was like I did it because it was really dead. We don't have a lot of dead malls in my area. Most of them are thriving, so that's kind of hard for me to find a dead mall. And if there is a dead mall, it's pretty far away from me. So, anyways. So yeah, guys. Yeah, I'm just looking here to see if you guys have any other questions, go ahead and. Yeah, I know that's not a Simon property. It's another property group that owns it. It's not Westfield or Simon. It's another corporation that a much smaller corporation. I believe it's the same people that are doing renovations over at the Gallery of White Plains, which I still have yet to go up to White Plains. There just hasn't been any store closings up there, so that's why I haven't gone up there. Aside from Walmart, but I wasn't going to go to Walmart. It wasn't worth it. So, anyways, if you guys have anything else to say, go ahead and tell me. I'd love to discuss it. Just trying to look and see if there's any big news or anything. I don't really think there's anything. I'm very good. Thank you for asking. Yes, I'm. What's it called? Yes, I'm well aware that Broadway Commons do renovations. Thank you. Yes, I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking. I'm just looking to see what else there is here. Oh yeah, the Metropolitan thing. I'll go over this really quickly. This ties back. This ties back into my whole Shops at Nanuet thing I was talking about earlier. So you guys want to see what the future of Macy's looks like at the Shops at Nanuet? I'll show you guys in 1 minute here. I'm gonna try and cover up the camera again. This is the future of the Macy's store at the Shops at Nanuet. That's right, guys. This will be converted, one second here. All right, this will be converted into an at-home store. This is the future of the shops at Nanuet, folks. The new at-home store will be on the first floor of the former Macy's slash Bambergers, soon to be former Macy's slash Bambergers, and the second floor right now is unknown. So, again, I think they're still going to keep a freight in there, but what's it called? Oh wow, okay. We'll have to wait and see about that one. So, anyways. All right. What's it called? If you guys have any other questions, go ahead and shoot them at me. We're probably gonna keep the stream going for another 15 minutes, and then I'm gonna end it for the night because I actually have other stuff I have to take care of tonight before my next day of school. So basically, all I have left of school next week, I have full 4 days. I'm doing some Christmas stuff for my school, and then Friday is a half day for me, and then I have all next week off pretty much. So. I'm very excited about that. I'm probably going to hang out with a couple of my friends, have some projects to do for school, and yeah, that's life. New Year's Eve live stream. Yes, this is a big one. Yes, there will be, right now, as of right now, and this could very well change, there will be a Q&A live stream, with or without my friend. That is confirmed. I don't know where the location will be, but it will be with or without my friend, depending on where we decide to do this live stream. So it won't be in this location exactly, but we'll have to wait and see. I might do one more Q&A before 2018 ends. Like I might have a Q&A live stream number 15. That will probably take place right before Christmas. I'll probably have one more live stream coming at you guys next weekend to talk about what happened this week and all that crazy stuff. So we might have one more live stream before the end of the week. I typically don't do live streams pretty frequent, but my new camera will be joining along. Oh, new camera. You're buying a new camera? I just bought one like 2 years ago, and my camera still works. It's been very reliable. Very reliable piece of equipment right here. So it's been really working out well. I've had this thing for almost 2 years now. It's been a really solid camera for me. This camera here is filmed JCPenney, Sears at Paramus Park. It's been to Las Vegas, Nevada, California. It hasn't been outside of the country, but this place has been to a lot of malls. It's been to Menlo Park Mall. It has been to yeah, Schindler Houghton doesn't really make any more videos anymore. He's not really active in the community. A lot of the older people have other stuff to do in their lives, so that's why they're not really making videos anymore. Toys R Us on Route 17. What do you mean, like what's going to go in there or documentary wise? I have that video up already. My friend still has to do his version of the video. Yes, I did film Toys R Us using this camera. I did use Toys R Us filming this very camera. And I edited the whole video on my MacBook Pro. So that's why but yeah, the Toys R Us video came out really well. I even included a what's it called? Toys R Us bankruptcy. It shouldn't really be hurting Toys for Tots. I mean, you know. There's what's it called? There's Target, there's Walmart, there's Amazon, you know, Marshalls. That's another store you can get toys from. I don't see Toys R Us hurting Toys for Tots. There's definitely a lot more options now. Or there's less options, yes, but you know, Walmart and Target have expanded their toy aisles to fill in the gap for Toys R Us. Plus, Toys R Us might be coming back next year, but not as the same company. Probably as a different company, and may or may not be headquarters in Wayne. Probably will be headquartered elsewhere, maybe New York City or another city, depending on where it'll be headquartered. But yeah, Toys R Us in Paramus was a real shame to lose, and I actually like that store a lot more, especially with that freight elevator. That was very unique. Couldn't get that experience again. That when you do something like that, it is literally a one-shot deal, pretty much. It sucked, but you know what? It was a one-shot deal, and it was well worth it. You should. You definitely should. Yes, I remember that. I remember seeing that. The Toys R Us 2 on the Toys R Us on 17 was turned into a Spirit Halloween. The Toys R Us on Route 4, yes, you should. That's definitely worth filming. The elevators and the escalators, definitely worth filming that. Sears, I'm trying to think. What was I gonna say? That was turned into a Spirit Halloween. Unfortunately, I want to tell you guys something really weird. So the Toys R Us on Route 4 was turned into another Raymore and Flanagan outlet store. So now Paramus has two Raymore and Flanagan outlet stores on two ends of the highways. It is the silliest thing I've ever seen. It's like, why would you put two of the same stores on opposite sides of the highway? I just find it silly. It should be one central store, not two different stores. Very, very weird strategy by Raymore and Flanagan. But I think the reason why they did it was because A, they have the money, and they paid a lot of money for that Toys R Us. Yeah, the left one's out. Yeah, the left one's. I think the left one is decommissioned, but the right one still works. But still, you should film it. See, a store like that is definitely worth filming. The elevators and the escalators. Only because they're cool, they're rare, and the store's going out of business. So there's literally right there 3 reasons off the bat. I'm gonna say Burlington by Dover, but it might be Montgomery. That's why the fixtures might be newer, but yeah, no, I never liked the Toys R Us on Route 4. I like the one on 17. It just look yep, PTL Adams Monitor TR. That's correct. I never liked the Toys R Us on Route 4 either. Trust me. I went to Sea Caucus a lot, but even that wasn't a great one. But I liked the Paramus one a lot more. The one on 17. It was more unique because I think it was a furniture store at one point, and I think they had an elevator in the middle. I think it was a two-story store at one point before Toys R Us moved in. I think in 1986 they moved in. So they were there for, I'd say, 1986, 96, 2006. So they were there for almost 40 years. I think it was like 39 years they were there, which is a pretty long one. The final day for Sears is either December 30th or December 31st, right before the end of the year they're closing, because the store closures were announced in October. Yes, Garden City. I was just there last weekend. Last Sunday, actually, about a week ago today, ironically. Yes, the liquidation sale, everything is, I believe, 10 to 30% off. Yeah, poor architecture. Oh, yeah. And I also have another prediction for next year. So you know the Lord and Taylor at the Fashion Center, right? So Lord and Taylor is opening up a store at American Dream in the Meadowlands, and I believe Lord and Taylor at the Fashion Center Mall in Paramus, New Jersey, will most likely be closing next year due to them having a Lord and Taylor at American Dream, so that they can shift their Paramus focus to Westfield Garden State Plaza instead of having two stores in Paramus, one that's doing really well versus another one that's not doing too well. And I'm sure those employees will probably transfer to the American Dream store, and they'll be much happier there. Lord and Taylor is actually the last original anchor tenant from Fashion Center, so me and Ian will definitely have to find a way to film that, considering it's one of the last parts of the Fashion Center left that has survived. And the only reason why they're there is because they were grandfathered into staying there. But I do believe that Lord and Taylor will be on the chopping block next year. But again, that's just me taking guesses. I didn't even know about Monmouth Mall going out, and yes, I will be visiting Monmouth Mall in January to see that Lord and Taylor. I'm not going to give up not seeing a Montgomery Vector. So just a lot to visit between in 2019. Just a lot of stores to visit. Possible trip to Staten Island Mall because I have an event out there, but I don't know. It's not where it is. Yeah, that Schindler's gone. That thing was a piece of garbage. I hate to say that, but it was true. That thing was just garbage. I'm so glad they got rid of it. Yeah, but the Kones, but well, actually no, the Kones there are not bad. They actually, you want to hear something sad? No, They weren't modded. It was relocated. The relocation of the Bank of Two Elevators because of the opening of Bye Bye Baby. But I'll tell you something. Those Kones at Fashion Center, that go from Bed Bath & Beyond, TJ Maxx, and Bye Bye Baby run a lot better than, what's it called? The Kone's at Garage B and Roosevelt Field, and that's saying something about Kone's quality. Well, actually, I'd have to say the Kone at Lord & Taylor at Fashion Center is a lot better than the Kone's in the TJ Maxx and Bed Bath & Beyond. Yeah, the classic Burlington is no longer there. The only Lord & Taylor store left with a Burlington elevator is Westfield. Livingston got modded and Paramus got modded. Westfield is the sole survivor. I'm really happy they kept the original fixtures for that. It's really sad that they had to mod the Paramus one, but I knew sooner or later they were going to do it. So I'm really happy that Westfield, they kept the older fixtures. I think that was really nice that they did. So anyways. Yes, Lord & Taylor at Livingston got modded. I actually got a very rare video of the final ride. I got a video early in the year, right before they did the mod. Literally, it was this. I think it was last year, early last year, right before I got my camera. I made the trip out to Livingston Mall, and I got to see the Lord & Taylor store right before they modded the elevator. Yes, but I would have to speak with my friend first to see if he thinks that it would be worth it. And Lord & Taylor typically is a hard place to film, so we would have to find the correct department to film the store, I guess. So, that might be a process. So, but I think we probably would, considering it's got 60s architecture, and they might very well ruin the architecture by putting in some more stores in there. Because we all know how Paramus is with putting in more stores. They always got to try and ruin anchor tenants. Oh, man. Oh, wow. Probably copyright strike. That's probably what happened. That's probably what happened with that channel. Oh, wow. That's tragic. Yep. Well, technically. Yeah, but the second floor was more of the stock room. The first floor was more of freight. That was the difference. They actually had a really cool test concept in there too. Yeah, that store was really cool. I'm really glad. Yeah, I did. I didn't get a round trip on it, but I did manage to film the elevator. But that was a really good night. I really appreciate him doing that for me. Still can't believe he almost lost his job, but I guess companies do it. I guess the liquidation company wasn't too happy about me having the video on the internet and sharing it to media outlets. Oh, I'm telling you, it's you know what it is. It's the second something hits YouTube, it's done. Literally, it's the second you post something, it just blows up. Like the day that I put up my JCPenney video on March 10th, and obviously my friend had something else to do, and I had something else to do that day. That thing was getting like hundreds and hundreds of views, so it was crazy. But people clearly probably went in there and they started taking whatever was left. So, anyways, but it's amazing of what YouTube can do. Now, the YouTube does have its downsides, and I just stay away from it. But there is good and bad about it. I know. Well, I don't know. Maybe it would have looked bad on him, but still, it's just like it's ridiculous. I still think it's kind of ridiculous, but I could see why. I could see why he was trying to do that. And I what's it called? I totally get it. Yeah, and by the time I went for like the last day, the store was like pretty much closed off, and I don't think he was going to allow me back there anyway, since they consolidated all the operations to like one part of the store. But I mean, still really sad for Toys R Us. Still very sad. I may try to get to Woodbridge Center in Woodbridge before. Yeah, that Sears I definitely want to visit. There's no if, ands, or buts. I have a friend that really wants to visit that Sears in Long Island when it goes out of business. But there's only going to be 2 freestanding Sears stores left in New Jersey after 2019. Hackensack and New Brunswick. Those are going to be the only 2 freestanding Sears left in the state. I wouldn't be surprised if Rutgers University acquires Sears in New Brunswick and does like a new campus on there. they could very well use the land, and Sears would definitely be a great opportunity to give Rutgers a Route 1 entrance. So that could happen down the road. But anyways, if you guys have any last minute questions, I'm probably going to be wrapping it up here in about a couple of minutes or so. So if you guys have any last minute questions, please go ahead and type away on that keyboard, so we can so I can go ahead and wrap up this stream. If you guys have any last minute questions, just let me know. So anyways, so. No, it hasn't. No, there's nothing announced yet about Sears and downtown Hackensack. There's nothing about it yet closing. I don't have any information to give you right now about that store closing, unfortunately. No, I don't have any information. So, anyways, if you guys have any last minute questions about, yeah, I don't have any information about Sears closing in downtown Hackensack. So, yeah, that's why. Oh, GameStop closed in my Flushing area. Yeah, GameStop is another story. They're just, I mean, they're really dying because of, you can stream on it, my TV back there, buy Xbox games and stuff. But I typically don't like to get into stuff like that. I'm not big on video games. All right, anyways, guys, thank you for watching this live stream. Hope you enjoyed this live stream, and we'll see you next week, next Saturday for the next live stream. Oh, and Applebee's closed in Skyview. Very interesting. Anyways, guys, thank you again for watching this live stream. Hope you enjoyed this live stream, and that's it.